Hey guys, it's Ben9 4Z here again today with another tutorial. This one will be a sculpting tutorial, so yeah, sit back and relax. I did a warm-up before this for like 20 minutes or so, and it looks alright. It's probably something I'll work on later down the track. Let's see if reload that to the pose. I had the pose perfect. Yeah, it's alright. It's not that great. It's really simple, like 3D sculpting if you ask me. It's nothing too special. Just hooked up to a simple material that has a colorful light bounce instead of one that's just plain Jane. This gives more of an organic feeling to whatever it is you're making, something fleshy like me. Alright, let's start up Blender again. I started off with a sphere. A lot of people will, but you can start off with a like a cube or whatever object fits your reference best. By the way, you can add your reference over here, background images, and add your ref. Let's go to front. Reference. Make sure you're in orthographic view by pressing font from the numpad. I chose this guy because he looked really seedy, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm after. And I think by default, Blender will pretty much X mirror whatever it is you're going to be sculpting. So yeah, that's nice of Blender. I'm gonna go ahead and put this to the front, so I can add another reference image on the left. Open up the same reference, go to the left, make sure it's the same size, 6.8, 6.8, and go, oops, wrong one. That's the rotation of the image. Let's get this back. He's got a big looking head. He's got a big head. Anyways. Okay. Scale the Z up. And you can sort of like base your 3D model out like this before you start 3D sculpting. First of all though, let's hide away the tools. Let's add our modifier. And what we want to select here is subsurf or multi-resolution. I'm going to select multi-resolution and subdivide by 4. As soon as you're subdivided, jump straight into sculpt mode. Make sure your brushes are here. I'm going to select grab. Have a look along here. Look at the tools we've got, and I'm pretty sure you can even extend your 3D sculpting tools library. So have a dabble online over that sort of stuff, like extensions or something like Blender sculpting extensions or something like that. I really am fine enough using the ones that are provided. But if you really want to get into your Blender sculpting, then I'd recommend something like that. See, I'm not like everyday Blender sculpting, so I don't have those tools. They're free, I'm sure. So go back into lefty. And what we can do, try and simplify our lives. Is to sort of outline this guy's face, I suppose. And sort of make it obvious where the details are made to be. So I've already got a really nice start to help you understand what it is you want to be creating here. Not sure if I'll be doing his neck and busting out his apple and stuff, but yeah, we'll just add that in anyways. Let's go into front, and already we can see that the face is off, everything's out of proportion here, and what we want to do is sculpt our object completely into proportion, or remarkably in proportion. Boop. I don't have to be doing all this tracing, but sometimes an image isn't exactly straight. It might have some angle to it. I don't know, may as well just draw his hair too, so I know what I'm dealing with here. Okay, let's see. Alright, we're in the grab mode, so there it is. Now we're in business. May as well jump out of Z-frame. I mean, yeah, Z-frame. Sorry. So we got the sort of front edge of his face sort of roughly down. May as well smooth all this out, even the front face. Okay, so let's have a look at the front again and try and guess, check out the shape of the chin line. Grab. You know what, I would be the sort of person just to plonk the ears on. Like, get the 3D brush in Blender. I mean 3D cursor in Blender, and just sort of, you know, add another sear here. Like so. And turn that into your eel. Alright. Where were we? In the front. Checking it out. So I'm sort of just gonna do the face. Not gonna worry about the neck, I guess. Gonna just show you these main tools under sculpt mode. So I've been showing you grab, which is really great for starting. Front. My cheekbones seem to be off. This is really messy. Just sort of getting this prepared for another smooth over. Inflate over here. And we've got the crease. We've got the crease here, which is really handy if you can't really get in between these spots. Say the nose. You want to just crease that in right there. Or the mouth. You want to crease that in like so. It's a little bit off. The eyebrow. Let's crease that in. If my lines are distracting you, I will turn these off. Let's check the reference again. Alright, I think his head at the top is a little bit too big still. I'm guessing it's a bit smaller underneath. With a flat here, try the flatten tool, that's fine. And all these tools are really self-explanatory. Like, here's the strength, here's the radius. There's a lot of other things you can do, but this is the main area where you'll be focusing. Don't feel worried. Oh, what are all these extra things? Really, Blender is really simplistic and intuitive. So whatever you do wrong, you can fix, and whatever you do right, you can make better. Flatten that. Flatten. I'll try to turn my strength down. Maybe that's too much. Enough. Alright, I can't see what I've done here, so I'm going to toggle that off. That's looking a lot more on point. Let's go into the left again. And you see this jawline? See how my jawline goes? Ooh. I want my jawline to follow my references jawline. So we can grab the jawline. We can smooth it out again. And most of all, we can draw sculpt, and we want that on add for the moment being. On the left, let's take sculpt down, just so I know the direction of my jawline, really. That's funny. Yeah, I probably wouldn't sculpt inside or anything like that. Really problematic. What I can show you though is maybe something like this, where no, not really. I can't do that. It'll probably work, but alright. let's go back into sculpt. Smooth this out again. Go back into draw. Let me add. Make sure. Make sure I know the right direction for the jaw line. And I feel as though my jawline is way too wide, so I'm gonna look at the front again. And yep, it's way too wide. Like way wide. Oh damn. Let's have a look at the front again. Size is just go back into the front. Deflate. It's good to reference yourself. Especially with human anatomy, we've got a load of reference in ourselves. It was also supposed to be on sculpt, not inflate, deflate there, but oh well. Not good. We're getting there. strength out would help me from clicking so much. Let's go right. Wait, left, sorry. And I'm turning back on my grease pencils so I can figure out my shapes. I don't know why that appeared there, but... Oh, okay, I think that must have been because of my 3D cursor. So I went Shift-C. Nope, that's still there. I don't know why that's appearing there, but anyways, that's the angle that I want the dip to be. Let's go into the front again. Actually, I realized I'm switching back and forward a lot here, so let's try and base this out some more. So we've got the front there. This is something awesome about Blenders. You can just keep adding new windows. And I don't suppose I need these grease pencils anymore. So the lips are protruded enough. What I really need to do is bring that chin in. Sorry, smooth this cheek out. And as you can see, I'm sort of losing my jawline. So let's make sure we got add there. And tone down the stroke a bit. I'm watching this one here. And we can go crease here and try and crease underneath the jawline. I think I was going to add on the ears, so don't worry about that. Is my nose on point? I don't think it is. I think it's too round. Let's go to grab. Try and grab this. Alright, it's still pretty wide. I might as well make the radius a lot bigger and just squash it in like so. The main sculpting tool you'll be using is sculpt/draw, but you don't really want to just protrude everything all the time. You sort of just want to push things around like clay, you know. Almost think of it every time as an analogy, like every time you sculpt/draw, you're adding another sort of perspective onto the mesh rather than rearranging it. Sorta. They're both very similar. I don't think my eyes, the shape of my eyes are right. So, for our reference again, his jawline's off. Is it? That's it. Let's go to 4. So we can check out these lips, try and get them happening. I'm gonna try and subtract first with a small radius along the lip line. Increase the strength a little. You can see this is all pretty off. I really hate sculpting in Blender. Ah! I just like modeling things and then sculpting them. I hate just plain out sculpting because you're dealing with this. Just wearing power. I prefer the type of sculpting where I'm not referencing things. Otherwise, I feel like I'm getting things wrong all the time because I got to go back and forward. I like just freehand sculpting. This was me trying to make a human mesh. I could save this for later, even though it's just useless to me, but I'm gonna go back to my other thing because I was enjoying using the tools here. I wasn't trying to reference something at the same time I was touching back up on my sculpting skills. It's more fun this way, learning how to sculpt. So I realized I screwed up my nostrils here. They were like way too huge. So there's a few ways I could go about this. Try and sculpt my way around it, or just smooth it out and then do it again. Oh, sorry. This is the grab, and this how I did the whiskers was with the snake hook tool, and you probably want the radius to be a lot smaller. You can do all these sorts of things, you know, make him look like an insect or something. Maybe give him things off his back. You know what I'm saying? Like, the problem with using something like this is, of course, the distortion. You want to be sure you're snake hooking from places that have faces. And just remember, this was a sphere just like at the beginning of this tutorial. So nothing's changed here. Except I've applied that. It was 4 though, trust me. Let's try and put his nostrils back in there, and with I'll make this 5. Wait, 5. Something I kind of like to do, you know, do that, smooth it. So now you don't have that sort of trouble distinguishing. Oh, is that a nose? It's got more this sort of bend to your bumps. Let's turn the strength way down here. Maybe a bit up. And I can try and crease this. That's nice. You can see this looks a lot more realistic now with the nose like that. I'm going to try and smooth the bottom bit here. These eyes kind of seem a bit off, but I was going for like the insect sort of dragonfly eyes, so that's okay. Just thinking, well, should I add more detail to these eyes, maybe along here? Yeah. And I can also do something like little sort of veins along his eyes, like so, with less of a stroke. And because veins tend to sort of shrink by the end of their reach, so we start them off nice and big and then end them up a little bit smaller. I'm not trying to be too pinpoint accurate here, just trying to flaunt off Blender's capabilities with sculpting and sort of trying to explain enough for you guys to catch on and understand. Just thinking, is there any more places I could put these veins? Maybe up the neck. Sort of lost my line pattern there. Oops. Again, I could try and put some details here. That makes sense. Yeah, for better or worse. I'm gonna try and snake hook some extra details. Better do it all from the right angle. the same angle, that is. And now he's kind of looking like a dinosaur. Gonna quickly go around all these. I wish I didn't apply my modifier before all this, but I have. It's okay. I wasn't planning on exporting this many faces anyways. That's a lot. He looks like he's using the Force for real, like. Oh, maybe I can get more veins down the head and stuff, and like that, but smaller. Maybe more. God damn it! That looks crazy. Retro art coming your way. Anyways, oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Alright, better try and keep these veins all in about 5 picks. Probably not good to use a lot of strength. Actually, probably the safest way to do this would be to go over and over to the point where you know where your lines are. might as well just save that off and try pinch, perhaps. Yeah, seems happier that way. Let's go crease. Alright, too happy there. Actually, I kind of like that. Oh well, let's do it again. Maybe too much. Yeah, that's it. So it kind of like falls under his head. Thinking there's probably usually like a protrusion somewhere here. Nah, it's just I think his head's like a little bit out of proportion, so I might as well just grab his whole like skull and just sort of just balance that out a bit. See? And that's pretty nice. Let's see if I can fix some stuff. Oops, just lost all my detail. That's alright, don't be too butthurt if you lose some detail. Looking quite peaceful. I could use that there. Trying to develop a new sort of jawline for this guy. It's a bit too much there. Isn't he lovely? Could be a she. It looks more like a male because he has the thing. Anyways. I'm pretty happy with this. You know, if you follow my last tutorial, it was on how to optimize your 3D meshes in Blender. You can grab your model or your sculpt and apply the same methods. So I could totally redo this guy. In fact, I might. There's nothing wrong with him. I don't know, leave a comment in the comment section below. Should I turn this guy into a fully fledged walking character, bloody blah, textured and all that stuff. Hope this was useful to you guys. Sorry if it dragged out for a while, but there's only a few ways of really explaining things sometimes. Well, you know, like I could go back to that first hideous yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'm signing out. Thanks. Bye.